Legalizing all drugs may be the only way to tackle drug-related health issues, a new study has suggested. Moves to decriminalize marijuana have been gathering pace across the United States and elsewhere in the world in recent years. But legalizing all drugs is still a pretty radical idea. According to a team of British researchers, however, blanket bans on so-called hard drugs actually cause more harm than good. In a new paper published in the journal Drug Science, Policy and Health, psychologists and drug policy experts Phil Dalgarano, Steve O'Rourke, and Richard Hammersley explore a range of possible options for regulating drug use, ranging from total prohibition to full legalization. The conclusion? By legalizing all illicit substances, governments would be able to better regulate drugs, remove barriers to addiction treatment, and curb the activities of black market dealers and traffickers, resulting in a whole host of public health benefits. The paper states that since the global war on drugs began in earnest in the early 1960s, use of illegal substances has actually increased, while also becoming more dangerous. For example, the increased prevalence of fentanyl-laced heroin has resulted in an epidemic of overdose in the United States, which the researchers argue could be controlled through regulation if heroin were legal. In another often deadly unintended consequence of current laws, people suffering from drug addiction are sometimes reluctant to seek treatment due to possibility of arrest or imprisonment, something that researchers point out that legalization would also address. While IFL Science reports that some countries, most famously Portugal, have engaged in widespread decriminalization of hard drugs, the researchers argue this only goes part way to resolving the problem. In particular, they say only the full legalization of all drugs offers a chance to curbing the drug trafficking industry, which is responsible for horrifying levels of violence and death in countries across the world. Opponents of less stringent drug laws have long argued that legalization harder substances like cocaine and heroin would lead to a free-for-all, resulting in more deaths and higher rates of addiction. However, this paper rejects those claims and points to strict safety standards and regulation of legal substances like alcohol and tobacco as a potential model for future drug policy. Legalizing all drugs is unlikely to become a reality in most major countries anytime soon. But these researchers believe that continuing down the current road is a mistake, and that ultimately full legalization represents our only way out of the public health and criminal justice crises that have been driven by drug policy globally.